What's going on, guys? It is the first episode of Hooligans of Halcyon. My name is Radical Chaos, and I'm going to be discussing what Hooligans of Halcyon is, the name, where it came from, what we're going to be involved in. We're going to be talking about the business, the brand, and who's involved, and just a little introduction to what Hooligans of Halcyon is all about. So to get started, I'm going to be talking about the name, Hooligans of Halcyon. A lot of people get stuck on the word Halcyon. That is how it's pronounced, Halcyon. And it means a time in the past when things were happy, serene, peaceful, like a nostalgic feeling. So for an example, if an old man was sitting on his porch, sitting in his rocking chair one summer day, eating his peaches, and he's thinking about those days in the past when he was happy and, the world was less chaotic and things were quiet, maybe like he's very nostalgic of times in the past, of the days of Halcyon. And I guess that's what I wanted to portray, as far as me and my two friends who are, starting this business together. We're the type of people who don't fit into, your typical 9-to-5 stand in line and shut up kind of people. We're the hooligans. We're kind of not society's standard, if you will. And we I guess we want to remember these days. We're trying to build a company, a brand. We're living out our dreams. We're doing the things that we've always wanted to do. And this year was really the year that I thought, what, let's do this. Because in the past I've tried to create my own companies. They never really went anywhere. They ultimately failed, but I think it was just because I was young and just didn't have a lot of know-how what I was doing. I didn't really take it seriously either. That being said, me and my friends, we've always wanted to do this. We each bring something different and creative to the table, and we each wanted our own brand, our own company, and we are going to have that, but we all wanted it under, one roof, I guess, one brand to unite all of us together so we could work together and do things together as, partners. I came up with the name really just randomly. I was just trying to think of, I like contrast, and I was trying to think of what would be something positive, but also something to represent, the three of us. So, again, like I said, we're hooligans. We don't, we're not violent. I mean, I guess we could be, I guess, but we don't really look like society's typical, boring cookie cutter type of people. And we've always, kind of stood out in a crowd. And I guess, when we're at that point in our life where we're old, we're on our deathbed, or, we're sitting on the porch with our peaches, we want to remember the days of Halcyon. And maybe that once this company gets started and we start doing what we always wanted to do, that we can look back on these days of Halcyon, So that's ultimately where the name came from. And what we are is a brand. We're a brand. We were gonna just be a company that was strictly just podcasts. I was just gonna decide to do podcast and go from there and see what happened. But because I was involved I have my own music, I have photography. I wanted to start my own podcast, my own little show. My friend Jay, who goes by Ginger Pride. I'm not sure if I mentioned it earlier in the intro in the beginning here, but my name is Radical Chaos. That's my brand, my name, kind of what I've been labeling everything under. Radical Chaos music, Radical Chaos photography. It's been my gamer tag. It's been around for a long time, and I've recently just been putting more out there than I normally have before. So that's me. And my friend Jason, he goes by Ginger Pride, and he does graphic design. He's been involved in the music, like, I wouldn't say industry, but like he's helped me with my music, and he kind of like knows, he's done music, and he games. He has his own Twitch channel that he's on, and so that's like kind of his thing. So he's bringing like more of a behind the scenes type of thing to Hooligans of Halcyon, but we're gonna get there till we can, all get out on the camera and do some podcasts and videos and things like that, and get him from behind the scenes and put him in front of the scene. And then finally, it's my other friend, Matt Pache, who goes by HOH Productions, and he wanted to do podcasts, and he's been talking about doing podcasts for a really long time. And so one day I was over at his house, we're just hanging out, chilling, and he's like, well, I want to do a podcast. I was like, okay, let's do it. I said, let's do it, because I believe it was after Christmas, and we each got a little phone stand with the ring light, which I'm currently using right now. And I said, you know what, like, I've got a good camera on my phone, let's just set it up and let's talk. And I said, why don't we set it up on Twitch? Why don't we start a YouTube channel? Why don't we do this? And so I was like, you know what, it just felt right that 2023 was going to be the year that I was finally going to do something big like this. And I said, why wouldn't I want to do it with my two best friends, And because we all have, individual creative outlets that we want to bring to this. I just hit the mic and you're probably going to hear that. But, doing it alone, I've done it alone, it's not easy. And so, having the ability to do things with your friends and, to do something that you love to do, that's what Hooligans of Halcyon is really about, is a group, team, friends, doing stuff that they want to do together. So Ginger Pride is really, going to bring, he actually made the intro to this video. That's his design. And he's going to help us out with our music, and I have under my name Music. I started out under the name Nasty, and I was just kind of doing like, really vulgar, kind of just crazy raps, and the reason why I picked rap is because, I have been in a band before. I've, tried the whole singing thing. I'm not real good at it. I was in a metal band, did the metal vocals, and it doesn't really reach a broad audience, at least not the audience that at the time when I started rapping, I was going for, and so anyway, a lot of raps are underneath that. But then once I started taking it more serious and kind of like realizing, like, you know what, I can put my lyrics, because I find that I'm more of a lyricist, to music. It was just, it felt right. It was like, it's not great, it's not perfect, it's, just something I like to do, and it just seemed an easy way to, get my lyrics out there, and to kind of, like they always say, it's just to kind of get your emotions out, and it helps. It's catharsis, right? But I've since kind of transitioned into the Radical Chaos name, and my photography is under Radical Chaos, and I guess now it seems like this whole video is about me. It's not really about me. I'm just kind of discussing where it all came from. So I had all these different, outlets of creativity: my photography, my music, my writing, whatever it really is. I've had the idea for a clothing line for years now. Even in high school, I remember, kids would tell me, like, you're going to start a clothing line someday. So I had these ideas, and then, my buddy Jay, Ginger Pride, he came up with the whole, why don't we stream together, because they have, gaming tournaments, and he was like, I'm going to get involved in that. And then he started learning how to do graphic design, and I was like, why don't we just put all this stuff together? And like I said, me and my friend Matt from HOH Productions, he said, let's do a podcast. And I said, okay, let's do that. Let's just put everything together. So my idea for Hooligans of Halcyon is basically to have individual, avenues for our creative outlets, for each, for ourselves. Like, I will have Radical Chaos, he'll have Ginger Pride, Jay will have Ginger Pride, and Matt will have HOH Productions. But to promote it, to kind of advertise it, to do things all together, it'll be under Hooligans of Halcyon. And when we're all together, we'll do stuff under Hooligans of Halcyon. We'll stream, we'll do podcasts, we'll do videos, and things like that. And we'll have merch and stuff like that. So really, when the three of us are together, it's the Hooligans of Halcyon show. when we're kind of, and we all have jobs, we know what it's like to work, and one of us has kids, and we all have prior responsibilities that we need to worry about, right? So really it's our own personal brand comes first, but when it's to us together, then we'll put out some Hooligans of Halcyon stuff. But in the meantime, like, it doesn't just mean that Hooligans of Halcyon is kind of on the back burner and we're going to be working on our own individual things. It's just everything is all at once, because Hooligans of Halcyon is more like a vehicle for our own personal brands and creative outlets. So that's what it's all about. I've kind of already told you exactly what we're going to be hosting. Like I said, well, I've got plans for a clothing line. My buddy Jay, I keep saying my buddy Jay, I should just say Ginger Pie, because that's who we're talking about. So Ginger Pie will have graphic design. He'll help out with editing certain things, designing certain things. I'm not sure what he has in store for his own little thing that he's going to be doing. Matt from Pothead Productions has ideas for his own podcast of what he wants to do. He's got ideas for clothing. He's got ideas for videos. And he also wants to get into the music. Both him and I want to do make some music, like make beats and things like that. We've got some software, the drum pad and everything. It's just starting out, just something for fun, Yeah, we're all pretty, I wouldn't say we're broke, but we don't have a lot of money, and this is just something that I feel like not only will it make us happy and keep us busy and be able to build it from the ground up, start from a good foundation, but it'll also allow us to upgrade our abilities, and learn new things. We plan on going on Twitch. We plan on just making silly videos. At some point, will we be going live and having chats and things like that. I have photography that I gotta be working on soon. And really, there's always music that I'm working on, albeit songs that are half done or half finished. But so Hooligans of Halcyon is really an upcoming brand that hopefully you'll look out for. Hopefully that name will stick with you. And just remember Halcyon. That word's not common, and I know a lot of you are probably still wondering okay, what was it? What did it mean? How do you say it? And it means the days of being happy, and we're the hooligans of those happy days. We're gonna be on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, TikTok. I think that's all of the social media that we have right now. The social media pages that we have up are all those. We have those already up, but they're kind of still in the beginning stages, so they don't really have a lot on them, or we don't have a lot of stuff to go with to show you as far as content. Hooligans of Halcyon is still in its early stages. There's a lot of talk and a lot of working around the fine details to kind of get it to where it needs to be. But that's what I want to do. That's what we want to do. We got to get together, and sometimes it's difficult to work around work schedules and to it's part of being an adult. You have adult friends, and it's well, what day are you working? What day are you working? What are you doing today? Well, you take care of the kids and things like that, right? So it's difficult to get together to do things together, but with the power of technology, what else can I say? I'm not really sure what else to say. This is my room. I'm currently at my place. I will be doing my own podcast here at some point. I'll be making videos and things like that. This is just my own little room that I have set up here. Matt will have his own room that he'll have set up, and Jay will also have his little place set up. I do believe that Ginger Pride already does stream once in a while on Twitch, and I think he also has like some merch options on his Twitch channel. This video, as far as I know, as I'm recording it, that I'm thinking to myself right now, it'll be uploaded onto YouTube. So that being said, any of the links that I'm talking about, any of the social media pages will be in the description below, as they always say in those videos, right? But yeah, that's where you'll find them. I'll put them in the description. But yeah, that's an introduction to Hooligans of Halcyon. And if anybody has any questions, like, just leave them in the comments. This was a first video. The next video, which probably will be, I'll title it like episode 2 or something, will be an introduction to the backstory of Radical Chaos kind of thing. You know, it'll tell more about where I wouldn't say character, but where Radical Chaos came from, you know, how I met Jay and Matt and how all this came together into more detail. And then the episodes after that, which will probably only be 3 and 4 for right now, will be, hopefully, if I can convince them to do it, guys, will be Matt and Jay both talking about their own brands, their own names, and where it came from, you know, whatever, how they met me, whatever they want to talk about, really, kind of an introduction to themselves. So, you know, that's on them. No, guys, but for real though, just this is about fun. It's not, we're taking it serious, but we're also about having fun. So, you know, we're hooligans, right? I really can't think of anything else, so be sure to check us out. I say a lot, you know, I gotta work on that. But besides that, you guys have a great day. Keep a lookout for Hooligans of Halcyon, and I'll see you in the next episode.